I was, you know, the first female executive director. I was amongst the youngest executive directors at the organization in its, 60-year history. I was crushing it. Personally, I was not doing so great. And starting over at 44, whoa. Starting over is hard. Even though I hadn't been in the executive director role for 16 years, it was comfortable. I knew the people. I knew the dynamics. I knew the landscape. I knew the funders. I knew the very important people that I needed to talk to. You asked me, why am I going all in? I don't have a choice.
Welcome back to the Off Script podcast. Today's guest, I consider her a dear friend of mine. She did not hesitate to volunteer to be a guest on this podcast when I asked her. And funny story, she didn't even know what the podcast was about, but she said yes anyway. And I'm honored to have her here. I'm thankful that she feels so good about me and whatever this is to sign up and be a part of it with little to no direction. And that's on me. But anyway, without further ado, I give you Nichole Dawsey.
Hi.
Hey, Nichole. Did I say your last name right?
Yeah. Oh,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
We're good.
I've only known you for, 2 years now? Nichole, thanks for being on the podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks for the invitation.
Nichole, I know a lot about you, but the 4 people listening do not.
Well, we're going to make it 5.
Let's go.
There we go. So my day job is I'm the executive director of the Addiction Prevention Coalition, which you do a ton of work with us. And we love all the videos. We love all the podcasts, the content, everything. So that is my day job. I am mother to a 7-year-old pit bull. I have a 19-year-old kid living with us right now. He's not stepson, but he's more than just, a 19-year-old kid living in my basement. And I'm a girlfriend, and I'm a daughter, and I'm a sister, and I'm an aunt.
Okay.
And I love being an aunt.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, Nichole, we're gonna, one of the reasons I wanted you on the podcast is because, you're not from Birmingham.
No, in case people couldn't tell by my accents.
I couldn't. You sound just like everybody else
Right,
here.
I know. I'm a little Midwestern. Yeah.
Just slightly. But Nichole, I want you to share about your journey and in particular of how you got to Birmingham.
Yeah. So what's really funny about this, Ronnie, is that my sister, mom, and nieces just left. So they came in and were visiting, and it was the first time my nieces had really been here for any length of time rather than just like passing through, on the way to somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I've been here now for about 1.5 years. And my one niece, who's 13, we were at the Birmingham Bulls game, and she looks around and she goes, I didn't even really know that Birmingham existed before like 1.5 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, yeah. And she's like, I can't believe you live here. And I was like, I know, me neither.
And just for context, how old is the niece?
She's 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
You said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
but it's just so funny because she says the things that a lot of other people won't say.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I can't believe I live here either. And she's like, so wild. I was like, it is wild. So let's go back to, so I've lived other places besides St. Louis, but as an adult, most of my adult life was really spent in St. Louis. Moved back there to be with family and for work. And so I'd been working in the field of substance use prevention for about 16 years at the same company.
Oh, wow.
And had moved up in that company. So started as like line staff, in classrooms, working with clients, and then got some supervision and some project management. And then I had just an amazing mentor, well, a couple mentors, but one in particular that was like, I see something in you. And so I started running the largest department of the organization. And then 5 years later, I was the executive director. So I was executive director of this organization in St. Louis for 6 years. And it was a medium-sized nonprofit in the state of Missouri, dedicated to prevention and recovery. And I loved my job. But more importantly, I loved my team. And these are people that, I mean, I still talk to, I still think of, and in a lot of ways are, I'm closer to them than I am to a lot of other people. But I worked a lot, and I really put my work above a lot of other things. And so professionally, I was rocking it. I was, the first female executive director. I was amongst the youngest executive directors at the organization in its, 60-year history. I was crushing it.
Yeah.
And personally, I was not doing so great. And I ended a really, really, really terrible breakup in May of 23. And a lot of it, in retrospect, at the time you're like, they're a bastard, But once you really reflect on it, you're like, okay, here's the role I played in it. And so, what really was happening is I was just putting other things above. And one of the things that I consistently put above was work. Now, of course, there were other factors at play. I'm not letting anyone get off the hook, but I'm taking ownership for me, right?
Yeah.
So so that happened in May of 23. And so for the next couple of months, I was pretty devastated. I had to move into a very small apartment while I kind of recalibrated, kept a lot of what was going on personally hidden from my folks. Not because I couldn't talk to them at work, but because they looked to me to lead.
Right.
Right. And so some of them knew what was going on, but some didn't. And long story short, kind of, we came down here to Birmingham in August of 23 for a conference, the National Prevention Network Conference in August in Birmingham. I'm just going to say that August in Birmingham again, because we must have gotten a cheap rate or something, because I don't know who the hell sends anyone to Birmingham in August. I don't think I've ever been that hot.
Oh my gosh, it's different.
It is different. And I've lived in southern Louisiana before.
Right.
So I know hot.
Yes, you do.
And I know humid. It's different here. Yeah. I don't know. It was hot.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of, just going through stuff that week when we were here. And the days, everybody thinks going to a conference is like a vacation. It's really not. At least not the conferences I go to, because you're all day, you're trying to think about strategy and getting better and, what innovations can I bring back? And then at night, you're kind of expected to socialize, which I actually find very depleting. My battery gets full when I'm by myself.
Okay.
So I recharge when I'm by myself.
I did not know that about you, Nichole.
Yeah. A little fun fact.
Oh, introversion here.
Yes. Because all day I have to be extroverted.
Right.
So then I recharge by being alone.
Okay.
So conferences are usually kind of intense. So the last day of this conference, my, at the time, deputy executive director at this organization in St. Louis, I love her, by the way. She and I had worked together for the entire time. We had sort of come up together. And when I stepped into the executive director role, I was like, well, I need your help and I need you to support me. And she's just the best. Her name's Jenny. And so we looked at each other and I was like, can we go grab a beer? And now neither she nor I are in recovery.
Okay.
So we take a walk. Again, I'm just going to remind the listeners at home that it's August in Birmingham. And we walk from the Sheraton in Uptown. We decide to do some Birmingham civil rights walking tour situations.
Okay.
So we go over in that area, kind of by the Baptist church.
Yes.
And then she's like, where's this beer you promised me? I'm like, well, there's this brewery that I've had their beer once before when I was vacationing years ago in Dauphin Island.
Okay.
Am I saying that right?
Yes, Dauphin.
Okay. I used to say Dauphine, but then I know that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know it's not dolphin. So I was like, there's this beer I've had in Dauphin Island, and I think it's brewed right here. So let's go there. And she's like, cool, I'm dying. And we're like sweating. It's so hot. Oh. So we walk from the Sheraton to like the Birmingham Civil Rights area to Good People, aka Regions.
Gosh.
We are so gross by the time we walk in there. But I mean, it was popping because there was a Barons game, and they had the roads blocked off, and there were like dogs, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And we walked in. I will also take a point to say that I am a very big Elvis Presley fan. Okay. I have an Elvis tattoo.
TCB.
My dog's name is Priscilla.
Okay.
I have a lot of vintage Elvis memorabilia. So we walk into Good People, and there's a sign. And you know, in the state of Alabama, behind every bar, there's a sign that says person in charge.
Yes.
By the way, I didn't realize that you have to have that in Alabama. But that's, like, other states don't really have that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Forgive me, my Alabama is
Yeah, no,
showing.
I didn't know. Right. And so we were like, huh. Because it said good person in charge. And I was like, And it said Elvis. And Jenny was like, oh, that's why you wanted to come here. You wanted the Elvis beer. And I was like, it's not an Elvis beer. It's saying that that's the name of the manager. And she's like, oh, that's even better. So now she is the mom of 3.
Okay.
And the thought of being out of town and having a beer, it was practically like Rumspringa for her. So she was very excited. So she's like up at the bar. We're getting ready to order. And she's like, who's Elvis? I want to, like, not in a Karen, I want to speak to a manager, but like in a fun, like cheeky way, right?
Yeah.
She's like, who's Elvis? Which one of you are Elvis? And there was this tall, hot, young Clark Kent looking guy behind the bar. And she goes, are you Elvis? And in my brain, I'm thinking, okay. And he goes, no. He's like, but my dad over there is, joking because there's an older white-haired man behind the bar pouring beer. And Elvis turns around and he's like, who's asking? And he was so cranky. And in that moment, we kind of locked eyes, and it was one of those weird movie things where Jenny, even standing to the side, goes, whoa. I, sweaty, hair's looking, and just got out of a relationship that ended really badly, and I was still hurting from. So I'm not exactly like looking to meet a man in Birmingham, much less us keep talking. 3 months later, so I came down here. So I'm fast forwarding a little bit.
That's okay.
But I came down here and visited him. He came to St. Louis, visited me. And 3 months in, he's like, you want to move to Birmingham? I go, not really. And he's like, well, why not? And I was like, well, my job. And he's like, okay. And then I started thinking, I'm like, this is the universe telling me that I need to prioritize other things besides my job.
Yeah.
I was living in an apartment. My lease was coming up. Jenny arguably is a better executive director than I am and would have been. She was like made for this.
Okay.
She had been working as my number 2 for 6 years. It had already been set up that way. I had an amazing board. Why not? And I talked to my counselor, and I'm like, I think I'm going to do this. And she goes, what's the worst that happens? I said, I move down there and we break up. And she's like, okay, are you going to be destroyed? I said, no. She goes, are you destroyed now? Were you destroyed in May when you had this, what you thought was going to be this thing? Did that destroy you? I said, no. She's like, then what are you waiting for? So that was in December. Okay. So we met in August. December, I decided that I was moving. And after my therapist, my first call was Jenny. And we sat down and I said, here's what I'm going to do. And how I'm going to spend these next couple of months getting you ready. I mean, she's already ready, right?
Sure.
But just like getting her ready, right? With the institutional stuff that she didn't need to know. Because why would she need to know everything that I was doing otherwise,
Right.
And there we went. So April of 24, We told the board, well, March of 24, we told the board and made it public. And my last day was June 15th. And my first day at APC was July 1st.
Okay.
Of 24.
Wow.
And I wasn't even sure if I was going to stay in this field.
Okay.
So I was trying to think like maybe this is the universe telling me that I need to change careers. Maybe I need to go into banking, or maybe I need to, I don't know.
Nichole, banking.
Look, I don't know. And then I was like, maybe I just want one of those jobs where, and this is no shade.
Sure,
but
sure.
Maybe I get one of those jobs where I clock in, I clock out, I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Because if I've had such a hard time prioritizing things other than work, then maybe I need to find a job that is a job, not a career, that I can really check out so that I can be present when I'm home.
Okay.
But then as I started telling people that I was moving, I was talking to a colleague in upstate New York in the same field, and she's like, have you met Carrie Wimberly in Birmingham? And I was like, no. And she's like, oh, it's this great organization. It's, much smaller than what you're doing. It would be a whole different skill set. She's like, I think she's looking to retire. You should talk to her. So we went out for coffee with no expectation. And we ended up finishing each other's sentences. And I basically chatted with her a month later, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And when you're ready, at your time, I'm ready to step in.
Yeah.
So now I'm here in Birmingham. I've been here officially a year and a half.
Okay. Doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Some days it feels like it's been for forever. And then other days I'm like, yeah, wow, I really had a whole life change a year and a half ago.
But Nichole, you're so entrenched in Birmingham culture. That's why it's like,
do I have a choice?
Considering what Elvis does, you do not.
Well,
and considering what you do,
exactly.
Okay, forgive me for that. Okay.
Yes, considering what Elvis does, because he's in sales for Good People, which is, big Alabama brand. Yes, but also, I don't do anything half-assed.
True.
So if I'm going to move here, not only am I going to give my everything to this relationship, but if I'm going to move here, I'm going to be a Birminghamian. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm going to know all the best places to eat. I'm going to know the lore about the Avondale elephant. I'm going to, I'm going to know it because I need to do it 100%. Right. And then that will allow me to do my job 100%.
Okay.
Not 115% where I'm putting everything else on the back burner, but that when I am doing my job, furthering the mission of the Addiction Prevention Coalition, I'm all in. If I'm in, I'm all in.
Where does that come from?
Well, I'm an oldest child and grew up very type A. I say grew up because I think I hit 38 and started realizing that I can't be all things to all people. And as I get older, so I'm turning 45 in just a couple of days, and there's a freedom in your 40s that comes with knowing.
Preach.
That it's okay.
Yes.
And that not everyone's going to like me. Right. And that I don't have to have all the dishes spinning at the exact same time.
Right.
Growing up, there was an expectation that I had everything spinning on the same axis at the same time. Wow. There was absolutely that expectation. Mostly from my dad, but also a lot just from me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I think my all in is why not? Why wouldn't I be all in?
Right.
But I'm also all in or I'm all out, right? If you maybe this is my Capricorn in me, I'm not sure. But if you are trying to get me to do something that I'm not into, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
right? Like, I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
But if I'm into it, I'm in.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I feel like I don't have a choice in a lot of ways, but to be fully present and doing the work to become part of Birmingham.
Gotcha.
Particularly within the nonprofit culture.
And just knowing you, the capacity that I have, that is one thing that's like absolutely blaring. It's just like you are all in. And I mean, for me as a friend,
Thank you.
It's comforting to know where that comes from. That was a selfish question, but it all connects for me, and just in the limited time that I've known you. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I'm like that with friendships too. But you know what's weird though? I'm playing like little, I don't know. Like, why wasn't I like that with relationships in the past?
Huh.
Romantic relationships.
Right.
You know, because if you're my friend, dude, you're my friend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very loyal.
Yes.
So I don't know. I guess that's something for my therapist.
That could be a whole podcast.
I know,
in itself.
right?
Something
I
for my
don't know.
therapist.
I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know.
Nichole, I wanna harp, or I want to revisit something you said
Okay.
that is one of the talking points I want to emphasize on this podcast going forward. But you had, in that moment, you had that opportunity. You had Elvis sitting across from you. Hey, why don't you move to Birmingham?
Yep.
You immediately said no.
Yeah.
You went through all the reasons why it would not work.
Pro and con
Pros and
list,
cons,
the whole thing. Right.
When you made that, after consulting your therapist and you sorted everything out and you made that decision, in that moment when you were like, I'm doing this, what was your mindset like?
Relief. So I do a lot of introspection on the back end, like ruminating, kvetching, whatever you want to call it. Like, should I, shouldn't I? What would this look like? What would this like? And then, those are heavy times for me.
Okay.
Whether it's, making a budgetary decision for the organization, or moving here, or adopting a dog, like whatever it is, right? A lot of ruminating. And then it's very heavy time. And then once I make the decision, it's a tremendous amount of relief and like, why didn't I make this decision sooner? Not in a regret way, but but it's also clear now.
Yeah.
So once I made the decision, like, I was like, okay, I'm moving to Birmingham. Then, Jenny will tell you, there follows a period of intensity where I'm like, let's go. And so what that looks like outwardly for people who don't know me is that I'm very impatient, because they don't see all of the ruminating behind the scenes. They just see a decision and let's go.
Okay.
And I've actually had conversations with the team here at APC because they're getting to know me, right? Whereas my former team, they grew up with me. They knew me. I'm having to help my new team here understand me while I'm also understanding them.
Right.
But I also have to listen. And what they told me in like the first 6 months is they were like, you move too fast. And at first I was like, I don't move too fast. I drag my feet. Like, I should be moving so much faster on decisions. But what that really meant was they didn't feel like they were part of my decision-making process.
Oh.
They just saw the decisions I was making. I didn't let them in as I was making my pro-con list. And all of that, I shouldn't be letting them in on everything, right? Because that's why I have the title I do and they do the work that they do, right? Like, but as a leader, I can do a better job of letting them in on some of the decision making, because once I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Buckle up.
Yeah.
So for real, had the conversation. I told Jenny something I wanted to talk to you about. We met, like, I'm pretty sure it was like the next day. Next thing you know, we're going out to dinner with her and her husband. Elvis was there. The four of us sat down, and I was talking to her husband, like, do you understand what this is going to mean for
That's
your
good,
family?
Nichole.
Do you understand what's going on? And I immediately started. Jenny still probably has nightmares about my master spreadsheet with all of my passwords and all of the things. I mean, when I say I started that, like the next day, I was ready to go. Because then my job became to prepare her and prepare the organization in every way I could so that I left nothing on the table. And a coach of mine who I worked with for 5 years, he said, you know, you like to start strong. And I said, yeah. And he goes, and a lot of people do, but a lot of people also don't finish strong.
That's true. That's true.
And I've been on the receiving end, I'm sure you have too, of people who leave and you're like, gee, thanks. Like, you didn't help me out with this.
Yeah.
You're not available to ask this question to.
All they left was tumbleweed.
Yeah, what the hell were you doing for the last X amount of years, right?
I can relate.
I did not want to be that person. Did I leave things perfectly for Jenny? Of course not. Did I start perfectly here at APC? Of course not. But I feel really good about how I ended. I think I finished as strong as possible, and I think I started here as strong as possible.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this, Nichole. Was there ever a concern that if you didn't take immediate action, you could potentially talk yourself out of it? Or think yourself out of it?
You know, I think that's a great question. That's very deep, Ronnie. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that's part of why when I decide, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I think it's more of like, for me, I think what it's more of is I went to a Catholic all-girls school.
Yeah.
And we had nuns. Right. Again, you ask where my all-inness comes from.
Okay.
So we had sisters who were amazing. I loved them. My niece now goes to the same school. My sister went to the same school. And my social justice teacher, junior year, taught me something, whispered it in my ear, actually, which sounds way creepy. But it's not
I didn't want to say it.
No, it sounds really creepy, but she like saw a light bulb moment for me.
Yeah.
And she said, knowledge begets responsibility. You know this thing. Now you got to do the thing.
That's cool.
And you can take that any way you want, right? You can take that with, you find out something is happening to somebody and you must act on it. For me, it shows up in, I find out a company is doing something that I don't agree with. So I don't give them my money. Like, I'm that kind of person. Okay. So like once I know something, I feel like I must act.
Yeah. Okay.
So once I know that this is my decision, it's almost like a moral imperative for me to act.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like I'm not being accountable or responsible.
Okay.
I know. See why I'm in therapy, Ronnie?
Well, no, that's not a bad thing. It connects, though, and that gives me context, so thank you. Yeah.
So knowledge begets responsibility. I think that might be one of my next tattoos.
Good.
Yeah, it's like once you know it, you can't unknow it.
Right.
So what are you going to do about it?
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Sister Virginia, shout out.
Okay. Shout out to the sister.
Shout out Sister Virginia.
Okay. Keeping in my theme of being off script here,
Let's
Nichole. Thinking about your move to Birmingham, you're a year and a half here. What is something that you've learned about yourself since you've been here?
It's a really good question. I think the thing that just popped into my brain is how much I need friends. I used to think that I didn't really need people.
Yeah. Which goes back to your introversion.
Exactly. But I really miss my friends.
Okay.
And I have made great friendships here, of course. Well, I shouldn't say of course. I have worked very intentionally to build friendships here.
Yes.
I also miss my friends.
Yeah.
And I am surprised at how much I like being able to just go out for coffee with somebody that knows you, that you don't have to explain the backstory, you know?
Yeah.
And
I never thought about that.
yeah. And I love meeting new people. And I also really love the familiar, you know? I think another thing that I'm realizing is how much I actually, my sister commented on this when she was here, how much I really love Southern hospitality because it's so genuine. There's not a lot of what I call like surface. In the Midwest, it'll be like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good, thanks. And then you guys keep walking.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's like Midwest nice.
Okay.
Like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. But heaven forbid that you actually stop and tell me how you really are. Like, I got shit to do. Like, what's right? So when I first moved down here, my work days were like boom, 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 boom. I had meeting. And it didn't work because there is no such thing as a 15-minute phone call here in Alabama. An hour meeting never lasts an hour.
Yeah, it's going to run over.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. And when I first got here, I found that very frustrating.
Okay.
And now I really like it because there's like a genuineness that I think I'm coming to appreciate more and more. When somebody asks me how I am, it feels like they're not, like it's not just a box checking.
Right.
But as an introvert, I didn't really think I liked that.
Oh.
But I feel what has been surprising to me is that I actually dig it.
Yeah.
And otherwise, I just like, what's the point?
Huh.
Right? Like,
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What is the point of all of this? Like, what is the point of this? Really? Besides connection.
Right. That's my primary point.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have 5 or 500 views, cool. But what does that actually mean? It means that people are listening because they're finding something to connect with.
True.
Everything else is like ones and zeros. And we're just in this like weird, I don't know. Am I getting too weirdly?
No. I think it all aligns. Yeah.
But I feel like the connection is and that goes with the friendship. Like connection is important to me. And that has been very surprising as somebody who sort of like used to pride herself on being a little bit of a nice princess.
Yeah. You did make me think of something. I don't know if you remember this, Nichole, but I'm going to take us back.
This might be one of my favorite. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ronnie.
So I had met you for the first time in the same studio with Carrie and ultra cool. Like you were, I mean, the thing you don't know about is the conversation. I had 2 of them with Carrie about you and just how she couldn't even keep herself, like she was hyperventilating. She was so excited. So when I finally got to meet you, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, this tracks, okay? And so I don't know if you remember when we left, I was like, hey, Nichole, nice to meet you. Are you a hugger? And you said, no.
I go, no, not really.
You were nicer than that about it, but like you were very.
I probably said, this is my standard line.
Okay.
Not really, but I can be.
So I took no offense to that. But I'm thinking about like the Southern culture.
Yeah.
And as you're saying this, I'm thinking about your maturation into Southern culture.
Right.
And then fast forward months later, we were at a shoot, and then you came with and I'm like, does this mean we're friends now? So I would have to say like Southern, the I guess Southern culture is slowly but surely.
Yeah, a friend of mine said you seem softer.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Nichole.
And I took that as a huge compliment.
Really? No, Nichole, you still got an edge, though.
Well, okay, but I'm softening.
Okay, and I like the edge. I'm not against the edge.
Look, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because this is me.
If I didn't like the edge, Nichole, you would be sitting here right now.
Yes. I do feel like I'm softening a little bit. And
Okay.
I don't know if that's Birmingham. I don't know if that's age. I don't know if that's just like a lack of caring what other people think.
Right.
Right?
It could be a nice mix.
Exactly. Because like when you care what people think, you kind of are a little harder.
Yes.
I like how I just bowled up on you.
Have you got to that point in life to where you're starting to realize that in the grand scheme of things, no one really cares?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
new here.
Right. Okay. I am getting there.
Okay.
I am enjoying being here.
Yeah.
But I still have to fight it. Because what I'm constantly reminding myself about is that like nobody cares about you as much as you care about you.
That's the truth.
And so when you slip up, when you send an email or when you don't do something, the person who is most affected by that is me, right? And like how many hours of my life have I wasted beating myself up over something that most people probably don't even give a shit about
At all.
and haven't even given it another second chance or thought. But then it's not that I want people to like me, but I want to, I wouldn't be in this field if I didn't want to make a difference, if I didn't want to help, right? If I didn't want to improve. And so I don't want to be that person that's like, nobody cares what I'm doing, so I'm just going to do whatever I want.
Right.
I don't think I'm going to go into that end of the spectrum.
Okay.
Right? But it's also like, maybe I could just stop taking myself so seriously.
Yes, that part.
I take my work very seriously. But I think the older I get, the less serious I'm taking myself. Yeah.
I did a TikTok dance for my son.
Good for
It was
you.
awful. But like, I enjoyed making a fool out of myself.
I
As
wore a
weird as that
Buc-ee's
sounds.
onesie all day Christmas Eve
Y'all
and then
pulled it
to
off,
a
though.
family gathering on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Except for when I got very hot. Because I'm also getting to that age, where like
Yes.
I have personal summers sometimes. And I'm like, is it just me or is it baking in this Buc-ee's onesie? But
Personal summers. I've never heard that before today. But I'm telling you, that is gold.
I'm not like full personal summer,
Right.
but I'm like getting there.
Yeah.
And I was
Gosh,
love
love
looking
the way you
around
put
and I'm
that.
like, I'm so hot. Is anyone else hot? And everyone's like, oh, we're fine. I'm like, okay, just me.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, why are we taking ourselves so seriously?
Yeah. You think about how
Especially
short
when there are
life
kids
is.
involved.
Yes.
Right? Like, it shows them, it's good modeling for them too. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if your sons would learn not to take themselves so seriously at like
Yes.
25
Yes.
instead of 45 or whatever?
Right.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
And I got a role to play in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And the thing about kids that's humbling is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything you do. You are dad or you are mom. And like I just remember Tabitha got some distinguished designation from the dentistry, whatever.
Okay.
And like I was ready to do everything. And so we go to this event and they're acknowledging her and then get back to the table and we're taking pictures. And my youngest son says, "Hey mom, are we still gonna watch such and such when we get home?" Like, no, it's not a fault of their own.
No.
But there wasn't any congratulations. There wasn't any awareness of the magnitude of this honor.
Right.
It was just like,
To them,
hey,
it's like,
we're still doing Pokemon tonight, right?
can we have pizza? For that? Yeah, totally.
But that alone, though, just experiencing that and being present for that,
Yeah.
that has helped me to not take myself so seriously.
It's very humbling.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Nichole, so
Yes.
another thing I want to talk about,
Okay.
you're very open about the fact that you're in therapy, you go to counseling.
Yep.
You've got a professional coach.
I do.
You're intentional about building resources around you. I'm gonna give some flowers, Nichole, because are you okay with that or
Sure.
should I?
Go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. 'Cause Nichole, the way you came through for me when I was applying for the Overton Fellowship, it was I had a feeling which comments were yours, even though they were like
anonymous.
Yes,
Right.
but I loved how direct they were. But I also loved what you could see in me. You know what I mean?
I do.
And it was just like I think that's definitely Nichole. That's got to be because she said these things to me before. So I want to give flowers and thank you for that because that has helped me tremendously. But I want to know like the desire to have resources around you and be intentional about you seeking out those resources. Where does that come from?
I think that comes from the mentor that I mentioned before. Her name's Harriet. And so when I lived in Southern Louisiana, I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 1 year. And it was really hard.
You told me a little bit about it, and it sounds...
It was really hard.
Yeah.
And I only made it 1 year. And I had a commitment that was supposed to be for 2 years through AmeriCorps. And it was through a Teach for America program, which people listening like either are like, yay, Teach for America, or boo, Teach for America. I did not have a great experience. But it sent me completely out of my comfort zone. I mean, this is all about off script, right?
Yeah.
So completely out of my comfort zone at age 22, moved to Southern Louisiana. I was part of the state DSEG program, so I was one of like 3 white teachers brought in to desegregate the school, AKA there weren't a lot of people that looked like me.
Yeah.
I had never failed at anything before, honestly. Like I had never failed. I failed at this. And a lot of tears, it was not great. When I told the program that I was leaving, that I couldn't do 2 years, they told me I'd never work in education again. And that was really hard. And so what did I do? I started working in public health, but I didn't know what it was called. I started working in sexual assault prevention, domestic violence prevention, which is education.
Yeah, I bet.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I was going into classrooms and teaching kids about consent and healthy relationships and whatever. So I'm teaching, I'm just doing a different kind of teaching. So fast forward, I also picked up a husband in Louisiana.
Okay.
So
I remember parts of
right,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we moved back to St. Louis because he wanted to move, but he wanted to be near family. So we moved to St. Louis, and I went on this job interview because I was going to grad school. I went into this job interview, and it was for the company that I later stayed at for 16 years.
Okay.
And the job was to go into classrooms and to talk to kids about drugs and healthy coping strategies. And I introduced myself to this woman, Harriet, and I said, well, I'm not really a teacher, but I've had some teaching experience. And she's like, okay. And we talked more. And part of the interview was to teach a lesson. And she's like, don't ever say that you're not a teacher again. You are a teacher. You are a teacher. And from that moment on, she just really poured into me and made me believe in me. And she is the one who saw something in me. So she ended up retiring. She wanted me to take her role, which was basically the number 2 role at the organization.
Yeah.
And I was 33, so pretty young.
Yes.
Following in some huge footsteps. And she would always say, like, people would give her compliments, like, you're the best mentor I've ever had. You're da-da-da-da-da-da. And she would say, I just have really great taste in people.
That's good.
That's the only compliment she accepts, is that she has really good taste in people.
Yeah.
So to go back to your question about where does this desire to surround myself by really amazing people come from? It's from her. She instilled in me the understanding that who I surround myself with is going to basically detract from or add to me as a professional. And I could see that in just how she moved through space. I can see that in the amount of awards she's received. And you want to talk about humble, right?
Yeah.
The people who still remember her from, I mean, she is now 80, one of my dearest friends. But the people who will come out of the woodwork and say, you made an impact on me when blah, blah, blah. But she got her strength from all of the people that she surrounded herself with. And so, yeah, I have a therapist. Yeah, I have a coach. Yeah, I have what I call a kitchen cabinet, which are people who are in very similar positions that I can call when I need to do all of that ruminating and that kvetching. Because it doesn't all just stay inside, right? Like, I want other people's opinions.
Yeah.
It's just, like, I want people's opinions who I trust.
Right.
Right? So I have a kitchen cabinet. And I will say, you know, as somebody who led an organization through COVID, where I had 65 staff, I had a $7 million budget I had to maintain. We had people's livelihoods on the line, but we couldn't get out and do the work to get paid. The only way, and I'm working from home, and I'm trying to raise a 5-year-old at this point in time, like, the only way I got through any of that was through my fellow nonprofit executive directors who became a kitchen cabinet for me. So I am very intentional about my time and who I spend it with. Yes, I read books and all of that stuff, but I find the most wisdom from people who are doing the work right alongside of me. I joined we're a member of the Alabama Association of Nonprofits. I joined the NELI cohort when I first came because I wanted to learn from other EDs. And so I'm very intentional about taking time for myself, my own development, being selfish, whether that's with my therapist, whether that's with my coach, whether that's with other nonprofit executive directors. That's what makes me be a leader, I think. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to do the hard stuff. And that all came from Harriet, who was just like, I surround myself with good people.
Okay.
I have good taste in humans.
Nice. Has any of that inspired you in a sense?
Wink, wink. Yeah, so I love connecting with other nonprofit leaders, and I find strength. It's like the thing that like excites me.
Yeah.
The podcast also excites me, but like in a different way.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But like, and I started podcasting because I just felt like I was kind of doing the same thing, and I just needed a different way to tell the story.
Yeah.
And so for me, because I get energy from talking to other nonprofit leaders, I have started very slow rolling, kind of a consultancy firm that not taking any money from or anything like that, because that would be kind of weird given my current job, but really just supporting other nonprofit leaders as they're tackling the tough stuff. And you know, I'm pretty open about this to anybody who will listen. Like, that's what I want to do when I retire, you know? And when I retire, I mean, when I leave APC.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Because then I will have had the privilege of running a small nonprofit and a medium-sized nonprofit, medium to large.
About to say, $7 million budget doesn't seem like a medium anything, but this could be my Alabama talking.
Right. I mean, it's no like Boys and Girls Club.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like they would,
okay.
Right.
Okay.
But, you know, I feel like I will then have enough experience that I can really sort of be, I'm not a coach. It's not even a coach. It's like, I want to do this with you.
A partner.
Know? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I don't know all there is. At all, nor will I ever. And I think that's part of what like scares me about the idea of being a consultant is like, you're expected to know the answers, especially if people are paying you money.
That part.
How many times have I, as a nonprofit leader, had to pay a consultant to sometimes tell us what we already knew, but you just needed an outside opinion, or to guide you to do something because they were a third party, but you're also paying a lot of money. And if you're paying a lot of money, you better friggin' deliver.
Yes.
You know? And so when I was moving, this takes it back to Birmingham.
Okay.
When I was moving down here, part of me was like, maybe I become a consultant? And I was like, but I don't have all the answers. And in reality, like, nobody has the answers. But the best consultants that I've worked with have truly felt like a partner, like a thought partner, a commiserating partner. One of them who we hired, Zadie & Co., and they were, right. So they led us through our strategic planning here in Birmingham. Well, they reached out and said, hey, do you want to be in this book club? We're going to read the new Brene Brown. I love me some Brene Brown. We're going to read the new Brene Brown book. You and some other nonprofit female leaders. You want to be a part of that? I was like, yeah. Now, do I have the time? No. Will I make the time? Yes, because it's important.
Right.
This is a fun fact. I don't think you know this. On my calendar, on Mondays, I have an hour and a half blocked off on my calendar that is fully accessible to my team that says F word. And during that time, that is my fundraising time.
Oh, okay.
Dedicated. I am sending out the emails. I am like
locked in,
doing my donor searching. I am doing the cultivating. And not to say it doesn't happen the other parts of the week, but that is uninterrupted. This is getting done.
Right.
Focused.
Right.
I also have time called S word, which is all about strategy, which is all about what am I doing to move the organization and myself forward. And myself. And that during that S word time is when I'm doing a lot of conversations with other nonprofit execs saying, how are you tackling this? What is this looking like at your organization? I have this issue with fill in the blank thing. What would you do?
Right.
And so what I'm hoping is that my next chapter, maybe here in Birmingham, maybe not, but my next chapter is taking what I've learned and what I've absorbed from the brilliant people that I've surrounded myself with and helping other people and being a partner with them.
Yeah.
But again, it's definitely back burner project. And for now, I'm just collecting the information.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm just collecting the information about what are people struggling with? What are pain points? What are things that what's a unique lens that I bring that maybe other people don't?
Okay.
Right? Because there's a million people that you could talk to.
Yeah.
But why would somebody want my feedback?
Oh gosh, can I speak to that right now?
No.
No? Okay.
But I'm just saying, what is the differentiator, right?
Okay.
Just how we have to with APC. What is the thing that differentiates us? Why is somebody donating to APC and not XYZ other organizations?
Right.
What is the thing that we do better than anybody else that justifies our reason to exist? That's what I'm in the process of doing for my side hustle. And until I can answer those questions, I'm not ready to do it full time,
Gotcha.
or even paid.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, coming in about 5 years. Watch this space.
Right.
Maybe in 5 years I can come back on and announce the official launch.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, I'm ultra biased in this, but it makes so much sense. So, and there's more I want to say, but you told me I couldn't say it, so I won't say it. I'll save that for future content. All right, Nichole, as we prepare to wrap,
Yes.
there's one question, and I think you have answered this at least with 2 examples.
Okay.
But I want to stay consistent and ask it anyway.
All right, let's go.
Can you think of a time where you had to go off script to reach a desired result?
When I looked at my boyfriend, gross, and said, I'm gonna move to Birmingham.
Okay.
We're gonna do it.
And if I could add to that, like when I think about the off script value in that, you had everything set.
Oh, totally set.
You were cooking, Nichole, if we're gonna take it there. Like,
I was doing very well
yes.
in St. Louis.
Okay.
I mean,
I can translate if you want me to.
Like, I'll just be super clear.
Okay.
Financially, I was doing great.
Yeah.
People knew my name. I had great friends. My family was there.
Yeah.
I had neighborhood coffee shops, neighborhood bars. Like I was set. There was no reason to move. And yet, more than love, like I had an opportunity to get uncomfortable.
That's it.
And I will tell you, I don't think I've ever told you this before. I was dreading telling my team. I mean, these were 65 people, 50 of which I'd known for 16 years.
Because you grew
right.
with them.
I grew up with them.
My
I mean, I
gosh.
started when I was 28.
Yeah.
26. I don't know, whatever. Doing the math, whatever. And these are people I had been to their weddings. They were with me through my divorce. They, I had thrown them baby showers, like all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Had held several of them when they got really bad news at work, right? And I was dreading telling them because I didn't want to let them down. And when I tell you that there were tears of joy, people were sad, but were so happy for me. I was not expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
Like genuine tears. Oh my goodness, Nichole is putting herself first. And I get like verklempt even thinking about it because in all of the scenarios that I had run in my mind, right, that was not one of them. The other one that I was not expecting, and I think you'll actually really appreciate this.
Okay.
The other thing that I was not expecting that I got was when I told my board chair, who I love him dearly, when I told him and I gave him a little bit of a heads up before the rest of the board so that we could kind of come up with a plan because, of course, and I gave 3 months notice so that we would have time to get everything in place and communicate with all the funders and whatever. But when I told him, he looks at me and he goes, well, that really sucks for us. And he goes, okay, who are we going to get in your place? And from that moment on, Ronnie, there was not oh, we're going to miss you. Are you sure you don't want to stay? It was, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And in my brain, I mean, that was a little tiny blow to my ego, right? Because I was thinking that there was going to be some, oh, Nichole, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't leave, whatever. It was like, onward. And that was the best gift he could have given to me.
That's good.
The best. Because it took all of that duty and responsibility off of my shoulders that I put on. They didn't put it on me. I put it on me. And when he stood next to me with him on one side and Jenny on the other, and we stood at that staff meeting and we told those people who were all looking at me like, what is going to come out of her mouth next? And when I told them and they were joyful. You want to talk about going off script. I mean, and there was just immense clarity that, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And it was very scary. And I definitely had moments where I was like, am I doing the right thing here? But then I, again, was just surrounded by people that were like, you are. This is what you've decided. Do it. And even when I doubted it, it wasn't because I didn't think it was the right thing. It was because of like hard, like packing up your belongings and like moving after you had just moved.
Right.
You know, like that's hard.
Yes.
But we can do hard things. Like I think there's a famous podcast out there that says that.
Yes.
But yeah, they were joyful and they still are. Like I still talk to them. I still see them and they're so happy for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely off script.
Definitely off script.
And then look at you now. I mean, you're here. You're thriving.
Thank you.
Yes.
Doesn't always feel like that, but well, because you're starting over.
Yes.
And starting over at 44, whoa. That's a lot.
Maybe at 40 anything.
Starting over is hard.
Yes. But it's something you said that I want to resurrect for a second. That I know I haven't had to deal with because I've been in Birmingham most of my life. But like that starting over part, starting over with friendships, with relationships, like you knew Elvis.
And that
was pretty much it.
Finding a new veterinarian.
Oh gosh.
Finding a new Walgreens. Right? Like
I take all that for granted.
At the same place for 16 years.
Yeah.
We did the same thing for holiday parties. I knew what responsibilities I was going to have come like clockwork, because even though I hadn't been in the executive director role for 16 years, it was comfortable. I knew it. I knew the people. I knew the dynamics. I knew the landscape. I knew the funders. I knew the very important people that I needed to talk to. I knew the parts of town that I needed to try to crack into.
Yes.
Right? Like I knew the local broadcasters, the reporters, not just because I could call them with a story, but because I had grown up watching them because I was from St. Louis.
Right.
So it was, and that's part of why you asked me, why am I going all in? I don't have a choice. Like I tried to keep one foot out for a little bit. Right. And I tried to keep my vet in St. Louis. Ask me how well that worked out. It didn't. Right. Like I tried to have the same lady doctor in St. Louis. Ask me how that worked out. Right. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't logistically work. So then if I'm going in, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my research on lady doctors and I'm going to tell you who's the best lady doctor I've found and who's the best vet and, you know, what's the history of the Vulcan statue to anyone who will listen.
I'm not listening to that.
Fun fact, you know it made its debut at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis?
I did. Oh, I didn't realize it was in St. Louis.
It's almost like I was meant to be here. I mean, if I'm going to rub my crystals and stuff.
Yeah, let's do that. Dang, okay. Yeah. Well, Nichole, thank you for that.
Thank you.
This was good.
This was really good.
Nichole, we're not going to stop this recording before you plug APC. Tell folks how to get in contact with you. You know how we do in the podcast space.
Absolutely. So if you want more of Addiction Prevention Coalition or how to get involved, how to donate, how to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers. Website is apcbham.org, and that's BHAM.org. And then can't even believe I'm going to do this, but I'm also going to give out my phone number because, well, I mean, APC pays for my phone. So, but it's the best way for people to get in contact with me if they want to talk about this thing that is nonprofit life, or about, you know, if you've got a rec for the best sandwich place. I'm sorry, I still have not found a really good sandwich place here. Don't at me. I haven't found one that I really, because I'm a vegetarian, okay?
That's true.
And I come from St. Louis, but my best friend lives in Brooklyn. And I am used to going to delis where they have, like, you can build your own sandwich, all right? Oh. And I want, like, eggplant or fresh mozzarella or roasted red peppers. Like,
I can't think of a place here that offers that.
Right. I want something like that. So if there's a hidden gem, I'm into it. So phone number 314-223-1660. We'd love to have anybody tap into APC. And if you just want to grab coffee and talk about all things nonprofit, I'm your gal.
Cool.
We need a good sandwich shop like this. You're still thinking about it.
Can you tell? Cool Corner? They don't. No, Nichole.
It's not like what I'm used to, where you walk in, you get like a seeded like Italian or semolina bread, and like because you eat meat, you could have like a chicken cutlet with some roasted red peppers, some fresh, like some giardiniera. Can you tell I'm Italian? But like I want like a good Italian deli here.
Yeah, Italian deli. Okay, I'm gonna think on that.
The other thing Birmingham needs, and I know we used to have it, but now we don't anymore, is an Irish pub.
Yeah.
Like fish and chips, bangers and mash. Like
Which one are you talking about that we had?
The one that was by Seeds here in West Homewood.
Where Cantina was.
Yes.
Is no longer there.
People with your fish tacos with Cantina, and now RIP
Long
to
story,
them too.
different podcast.
Right.
I'm not okay.
I know you're not. But I feel like we need a good, like an Irish pub, right?
Yeah.
Like to watch Legion's games?
Oh,
Come on.
Man.
Right?
That one had it, and the name escapes me.
I don't remember. I don't know the name. I never even went in there.
But their fish and chips, not enough people talked about it.
Malt vinegar and everything.
Oh,
That's what I need.
Yeah.
A good Italian deli and an Irish pub.
Okay.
Because I'm a pescatarian.
Okay.
If Elvis is like, if he's listening to this and he's like, you're not technically a vegetarian. You're right. And I had a bite of Kaneka sausage the other day. Okay. So.
No judgment coming from this.
I'm not a PETA vegetarian.
Okay.
I'm a convenient vegetarian.
I'm gonna think about that deli, but
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm
There's gotta be something.
Well, Cool Corner has the Cubans, right?
Yeah.
The Cuban sandwiches.
When you said Italian, that's when I was like, okay, Cool Corner will not cater to that. So
I want like a place where I can just go and build like just a solid, like a good sandwich.
Okay. The Birmingham in me says we got that.
I'm sure. I'm ready.
I got to find it.
Come on.
Okay.
Tell me.
Cool.
Give it to me. Ready.
Well, Nichole, thanks again. Thank you for being so willing to go off script with me. And I don't know how to close these podcasts. I haven't gotten there yet. Don't really care, honestly, but I guess.
You want to talk about off script. There you go. You're like, I don't know, and I don't care.
Right.
Boom.
Boom.
Boy,
I'm cutting
that's how
with
you
that.
end it.
That's good. That's good.